Hello guys, welcome to Mr.RainXiao's channel. Today I want to talk about why I think that China is not afraid of this trade war or tariff war in, initiated by Donald Trump. And here is my opinion from Chinese perspective. Well, I think the first reason that China is not afraid is because the Chinese government believes that China has the full manufacturing and supply chain ecosystem, which is the largest and the biggest manufacturing powerhouse and supply chain network around the world. And this huge advantage, I think, gives China a pretty big leverage against, the other countries. So if you think about the past 20 years, how the United States lose its manufacturing capabilities and how the United States just give up its industrial base, just give up all the industrial uh, manufacturing, you know, capacity and transfer and you know all the manufacturing outsource them to other countries. And it has been so China has, you know, trying to build the largest industrial network, industrial base, and industrial, system over the past 30 years, from 1990s to, right now, 2025. And also, there's a big plan called China Made 2025. And in next 10 years, I think the government wants to, you know, to manufacturing all the possible high-tech products with efficiencies, speed, and quality, covering all sectors, all areas, all industries. And that's gonna be very, very, you know, uh, I think the second reason that China is not afraid is that it's just too late for the U.S. to sanctions and to defeat China at this time, at this year. If the U.S. wants to defeat China, it it should have done that like 10 or 20 years ago, because 20 years ago China was still very weak. Just the industrial manufacturing capabilities is still not that strong, and China still relies on the U.S. markets, relies on some U.S. technologies, Western technologies 10 years ago or even 20 years ago. But right now, China can make most of its stuff, its products by itself using its own technologies. So if you talk about some advanced high-tech chips or semiconductor systems, uh, China is still making some progress, still developing. And when I've talked to a lot of senior management of Chinese semiconductors companies, and they all are very positive that they think China uh, is developing so rapidly that their cooler chips technology is like making huge improvement over the last 10 years. Maybe not the best, not the perfect products, but it's growing so fast, and the technology is just improving day by day. The people are so smart and so hardworking, and China has been prepared for this for 30 years. The education system has provided the all these companies a huge number of Chinese, smart engineers, technicians, and scientists, to do all work. So, like I said before, it's too late for the U.S. to, trying to defeat China in terms of, technology and using this or that sanctions, which is just, a waste of time, I think. And the third reason I think that China is not afraid is because, and which is a very fundamental reason I think, is that China's military. Yeah, that's right. China's military and the Chinese weapons technologies are developing so good. If you look at the navies, the air force of China, and it's probably already the second in the world, if not the best, if not the first. Uh, if you're looking at the shipbuilding capabilities, looking at the some of the most advanced warships that China built, like 055, and if you look at all these fighter jets, stealth fighter jets, and look at qualities, look at their numbers, look at the manufacturing of these weapons, that China is so improving at this time, and I don't I don't think that the U.S. can, you know, defeat China by force, no matter what kind of, you know, weapons or, you know, Navy force or Air Force. It just, if the U.S. wants to, you know, you know, bring a hard war, a physical war with China, it's just very difficult to defeat China. And if let's say this war break out, let's say if the U.S. lose some fighter jets or warships during the war, it's hard for U.S. to manufacture them, to produce them at a very short time. But China can. China can, make all these weapons in just 2 months or 3 months, make 10 warships, 20 fighter jets in just 1 month or 2 months, which is impossible for the United States to do, to make. So if you're talking about the war potentials, you're talking about the real war, I don't think the United States can beat China. And that's why the Chinese government, they're just, you know, not afraid of US, especially the US armies this time. So, well, if you have any thoughts or comments, just let me know, and I'm very happy to discuss this topic next time. Thank you.